should they stay or should they go? That is the question for today. It's Missy here. Thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the first 3 palettes that were in my No Pan Left Behind challenge. I put the last shadow on my eyes today, and I'll talk about what's on my face in just a second. So I thought this would be a good video to kind of go over what I've used, if I decide if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to declutter it. Excuse me, what I think of the palette. Do I think the palette's worth it? Those kinds of things. I kind of talked about this in that my last No Pan Left Behind update, but I figured I would do a little bit more of an in-depth kind of review. So let's start with the first one that I finished, which was this Makeup Reloaded. If you want to see Makeup Revolution Reloaded, if you want to see my eye looks, I will try to remember to link my last video up in the eye or down below, or you can find it if you go to my channel. I have all of my videos mostly in playlist. So this is more shimmer heavy than mattes. The shimmers are pretty. They're all right. They're not earth-shattering shimmers, but it is a very cool tone neutral palette. And I bought this when you really didn't see cool tone neutral palettes. So there are some of the shimmers. They're very, very beautiful. For $7, this palette is decent. It's worth it. I have decided to declutter it. And I talked about this in that last video, but I'll mention it again. I have the Stone Cold Fox palette from ColourPop. So I did do a video on this palette. This is also a cool tone palette. So let me see if I can hold these up together. So the ColourPop, which is on the top, is bringing a lot of the same colors that the Makeup Revolution is, but they're also bringing in like these silvers, etc. So you get the mauves and the darker purples and the, you know, more cool tone browns in this ColourPop. And I like the quality a bit better than this one. But if you're someone who's new to makeup, you're someone who's new to cool tones, this again is $7 if you get it from Ulta. A lot of times you can get it cheaper than that. If you want to buy directly from the Revolution website, which is what I do, you can normally get them for like $3 or $4, or they'll have like buy 2 palettes, get 2 free. They have deals all the time. I think you get free shipping if you spend $65. So it's definitely worth it, but it's not one that's going to stay in my collection. So this one is going to go to Project Beauty Share. The next palette is the Lovebird palette, and this is one that I had initially in my Pan Those eyeshadows when I thought that that was something I could be successful at. But this is what I used yesterday when I went on live with on my Instagram, and you will see the photos of this in the next update for my Pan Those eyeshadows. But this palette is beautiful. I've heard there's been some consistency issues with ColourPop over the last year. I can't speak to that because none of the palettes that I've bought since then have been bad, but this formula is so pretty. The problem is this is already discontinued, but these colors you can find basically in any of these palettes. Ooh La La would have these. Their new wine collection would have this. Their Moi palette would have some of these. Like, so you could find these colors throughout, or these colors throughout ColourPop's collection. But as a whole, this palette was nice. The problem that a lot of people had with this palette was these 3 glitters, and I feel the exact same way. I would have much rather either had a Super Shock or another matte, because this is one of those mattes that has the sequins or the glitter in it, and it goes on, like if you use you use it wet or you put it on directly and you don't blend it out, but the minute you blend it out, well, I blend it, a lot of times the sparkle goes away. Not this time apparently, but a lot of times. So yeah, and then of course you get staining with the pinks. So I really like the ColourPop's old formula was fantastic. I heard the rainbow palette was awful. I've heard some of their new palettes are awful. Again, I can't speak to that, but if you can find this on like Poshmark or something like that, I think it's really worth it. This is definitely staying. And the last palette is the Midnight Festival palette. Alejandra Lizette made me buy it. I could probably do a whole, actually, you know what? That might be a good idea. Alex, I'm coming for you. So this is like YouTube made me buy it. Alejandra Lizette made me buy it. This is the BH Cosmetics Midnight Festival. So they came out with the Weekend Festival palette that I don't know if I just didn't have the money, or I just wasn't interested in it, or I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. But this palette is so fun. So this is what I have on my eyes today. And I used the coral, the orange. So the coral was in my, my top crease. I used this to darken the crease. I used this to blow it out at the top. I used this dark purple on the outside. I used this kind of duochrome. This is kind of a pinky purple. It has like an iridescence to it. It's very, very pretty. You can see kind of that shift that it has. That's on the inner corner. And then I went in, and then the glitter, that is this glitter right here. Turned out really, I'm looking up, you guys can't see anything. So it turned out really, really pretty. I used the dark purple as a line, like on my lower waterline, and I blew it out with this coral. So I really love this look. And then I brought in some from this palette. This is in my Deck of Painting project. So this is another one that I'm going to keep. I really like this palette. All of the colors, and I think this may still be available, and they put it on sale all the time. But if you don't like pressed glitters, you do get 4 of them. I will say that these are glitters that you don't necessarily need a glitter glue for. I do like to use a glitter glue for them. But you get kind of your own little color stories if you go this way. So there's purple, a blue, a green, and then a pink row. So if you're someone who likes to play with color, if you're someone who likes to play with shimmer, if you guys saw my last videos where I was wearing the green and the yellow, that was this palette. Really, really pretty stuff. Definitely worth it. And again, I'm pretty sure they put these on sale all the time. So you can find that at BH Cosmetics. So one is going, so it's on the chopping block, and it's not going for any, like, it's not awful. I really do enjoy the palette. But again, I have something in my collection that I enjoy a bit more, that gives me more colors. So this one is definitely going to be given a good home with Project Beauty Share. I'm going to use some alcohol, clean off the top. I like to send it to Project Beauty Share because they sanitize everything and then they send it out to other shelters, and I don't have to worry about trying to sanitize it and making sure that I'm sending something that's not going to make somebody sick or give them an infection. So yeah, and then I am keeping the Lovebird and the Midnight Festival. And if you missed it, my 2 current palettes in this project are my Juvia's Place The Berries, which is really, really pretty. And then this was Makeup Revolution's holiday palette from this year. Makeup Revolution is very, very hit or miss, but I really, really love it when they do a hit. And this one's really good. This is the Megastar Diamond Edition. It has a mix of cool and warm. So these are the 2 that are still in this project. I may pull in one more, but like I said, I'm working on this huge palette in my Deck of Painting. So yeah, so let me know if this video was helpful, if you felt like it was just a regurgitation of what I said before. Maybe I will leave the commentary on that kind of stuff to this type of video. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like, share, check the description box for all the information that you need from me. I love you so much. Thank you so much for your support and spending your day with me, and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.